Αγαπητοί τηλεθεατές, καλησπέρα σας. Άλλη μια εκπομπή «ΟΜΟΓΕΝΕΙΑ ΕΔΩ ΛΟΝΔΙΝΟ» είναι κοντά σας και αυτή την Παρασκευή που θα σας παρουσιάσει τις εκδηλώσεις που πραγματοποιούνται στο Λονδίνο και όχι μόνο. Πριν όμως ξεκινήσουμε το πρόγραμμά μας, θα θέλαμε να ενημερώσουμε τους τηλεθεατές μας από το Ηνωμένο Βασίλειο ότι μπορείτε να μας παρακολουθείτε από το Freeview στο κανάλι 244. Χρειάζεστε μια smart τηλεόραση και σύνδεση στο ίντερνετ. Επίσης, μπορείτε να προμηθευτείτε το Roku Box από τα γραφεία της ήταν UK στο Southgate, όπου μπορείτε να παρακολουθείτε δεκάδες τηλεοπτικά και ραδιοφωνικά ελληνικά κανάλια από Ελλάδα και Κύπρου. Για περισσότερες πληροφορίες επικοινωνήστε με την ήταν UK ή επισκεφτείτε την ιστοσελίδα της www.itauk.com. Το Hellenic TV δημιούργησε και το application Vision TV Net για σας και τις smartphone και Android συσκευές σας. Έτσι, με τη Vision TV Net μπορείτε να παρακολουθείτε όλα τα προγράμματά μας ζωντανά στο κινητό, στο tablet ή στον υπολογιστή σας. Για περισσότερες πληροφορίες σχετικά με τα προγράμματα του Hellenic TV, μπορείτε να βρείτε στην ιστοσελίδα μας www.hellenictv.net. Επίσης, για την προβολή της εκδήλωσης ή της επιχείρησής σας, επικοινωνήστε μαζί μας στο τηλέφωνο 020 8292 7037 ή στην ηλεκτρονική μας διεύθυνση info@hellenictv.net. Στο απόψινό μας πρόγραμμα θα παρακολουθήσετε απόσπασμα από την ομιλία του Υπουργού Εξωτερικών της Κύπρου στο Βρετανικό Κοινοβούλιο, απόσπασμα από τη συνέντευξη του πρέσβου της Ελλάδος κ. Δημήτρη Καραμίτσο-Τζιρά στο ραδιόφωνο του LGR και στο Hellenic TV, επίσης απόσπασμα από την διάλεξη του Ελεύθερου Πανεπιστημίου με εισηγητές την Βασιλική Κέλα και τον Γαβριήλ Ευαγγέλου και τέλος φάση και γκολ από το παροικιακό πρωτάθλημα Κόπα. Απόψε θα σας δείξουμε τα καλύτερα στιγμιότυπα από τον αγώνα ΑΠΟΕΛ Παντέλ. Ας ξεκινήσουμε με την εκδήλωση που πραγματοποιήθηκε στις 16 του μήνα εντός του Βρετανικού Κοινοβουλίου. Η εκδήλωση ήταν για την προώθηση της πρωτοβουλίας της Κυπριακής Προεδρίας του Συμβουλίου της Ευρώπης για συναιμολόγηση νέας σύμβασης για την προστασία της πολιτιστικής κληρονομιάς και καταπολέμηση της παράνομης διακίνησης και πώλησης των αρχαιοτήτων. Η εκδήλωση σημείωσε εξαιρετική επιτυχία. Κύριοι ομιλητές ήταν ο Υπουργός Εξωτερικών και ο διακεκριμένος ομότιμος καθηγητής της Αρχαιολογίας στο Πανεπιστήμιο του Cambridge και μέλος της Βουλής των Λόρδων Colin Renfrew. Η εκδήλωση τελούσε υπό την αιγίδα του Προέδρου Επιτροπής Εξωτερικών Υποθέσεων του Βρετανικού Κοινοβουλίου Crispin Blunt. Εμείς πρώτα θα παρακολουθήσουμε το καλωσόρισμα από τον κύριο Crispin Blunt, ο οποίος συνεχάρηκε την Κυπριακή Δημοκρατία για τις προσπάθειές της, υπενθυμίζοντας πρόσφατα κρούσματα σύλλησης αρχαιολογικής χώρων σε Συρία και Ιράκ από το Ισλαμικό κράτος. Ας παρακολουθήσουμε ένα απόσπασμα από την ομιλία του.
Strengthening international capacities for the protection of cultural property and for preventing the illicit trafficking of cultural goods. And I'm really pleased to welcome our two speakers. The Foreign Minister of the Republic of Cyprus, Iωάννης Κασουλίδης, who is the current chairman of the Committee of Ministers of the Council of Europe, is going to update us on the Council of Europe's initiative to prepare a new convention on offences relating to cultural property, and our own Lord Colin Renfrew, one of our most renowned archaeologists, noted for his work in on preventing of looting from archaeological sites. The international community is rightly focusing on offences relating to cultural property at a time of extensive destruction, theft of cultural heritage that is on an organised basis by Daesh in Iraq and Syria, but also in Yemen, Afghanistan, Mali and Libya. And the Council of Europe initiative aims to lead to the first international treaty on criminal measures and sanctions. We all know that armed conflicts inflict an enormous human cost in terms of lives lost, poverty and disability, terror, fear, mental strife, families parted, displacement and migration. Culture, though, is another major casualty of war and instability. And when archaeological sites are plundered and cultural artifacts and artworks are stolen, the cultural heritage of the country of origin is impoverished. And when these are destroyed, all of humanity is permanently impoverished. and the income obtained from the illicit import and export and transfer of the ownership of cultural goods also fuels conflict by funding terrorist groups and organised crime. And my committee, the Foreign Affairs Committee, saw this when we took evidence last year into the financing of Daesh. And the sale of antiquities is among the range of income sources, including oil sales, extortion and foreign donations, upon which a so-called Islamic State relies. In 2015, the world was shocked by the damage and destruction wrought by Daesh at the remains of the ancient cities of Nimrud in Iraq and Palmyra in Syria. And it's of course been heartbreaking to see such vandalism across the Mesopotamian area where humanity's first cities were built and from where we draw so much of our common cultural heritage upon the foundations of Greek, Roman, Byzantine and Islamic civilizations. Pieces stolen from Nimrud, Palmyra and the many sites across the region have turned up in antiquities markets around the world, including London, and their illicit sale sustains the extremists in their reign of terror and destruction. The fight against this trade and the terrorist financing it facilitates requires international cooperation at many levels between many organisations, not least Interpol, the World Customs Organisation, the United Nations Office for Drugs and Crime, UNESCO, and others. And for our part, the British Parliament finally passed legislation to ratify the 1954 Hague Convention for the Protection of Cultural Property for the event of armed conflict. I've yet to satisfy myself about the delay on that, as whether we actually have been waiting since 1954 to get around to ratifying it. But I suppose it's better late than never. But however, I am far from an expert in this area, and I'm absolutely delighted to invite Minister Kasulides to begin our conversation and to present to us to learn more about the problems we face and the solutions that he is presiding over. Minister.
Στη συνέχεια στο βήμα ανέβηκε ο Υπουργός Εξωτερικών της Κύπρου, Ιωάννης Κασουλίδης, ο οποίος παρουσίασε τις διάφορες πρωτοβουλίες που ανέλαβε η Κυπριακή Δημοκρατία για το ζήτημα της πολιτιστικής κληρονομιάς εντός του Συμβουλίου της Ευρώπης, όσο και εντός του ΟΗΕ, στη Γενέβη και στη Νέα Υόρκη αντίστοιχα. Σκοπός της νέας σύμβασης είναι η ποινική διάσταση και επιβολή κυρώσεων σε οργανισμούς ή ιδιώτες που εν γνώση τους αγοράζουν ή μεταπολούν ή διακινούν αρχαιότητες που είναι αντικείμενο σύλλησης ή κλοπής. Ας παρακολουθήσουμε ένα απόσπασμα από την ομιλία του κυρίου Κασουλίδη.
My lords, honorable members of the House of Commons, your excellencies, members of the diplomatic corps, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, I would like to express my appreciation to the Chairman of the Foreign Affairs Select Committee, Mr. Crispin Blunt, MP, for organizing this event. It's an event aimed at raising awareness on the efforts to strengthen international capacities for the protection of cultural property and for the prevention of the illicit trafficking of cultural goods. I am encouraged by the avid interest on this issue, as evident from the presence here of members of the legislature, the diplomatic community, the academia, the law enforcement and the private sector. Indeed, thank you all for being here today. I should also congratulate the House of Commons for the recent ratification of the 1954 Hague Convention for the protection of cultural property in the event of armed conflict and for the Cultural Property Armed Conflicts Bill. The United Kingdom has the capacity to be a global leader in the protection of cultural heritage, and we are encouraged that it is assuming this responsibility. While the illicit trafficking of cultural goods is not a recent phenomenon, we are unfortunately witnessing a spike in such activities, emanating particularly from the conflict zones. We have seen unprecedented attacks against great monuments of global, historical, and cultural significance. From Nimrud to Palmyra and to Timbuktu, terrorists have systematically targeted archaeological sites, plundered cultural heritage artifacts, and profited from their sale. The aim of destruction is twofold. First is to fund the terrorist activities. Let's use the example of Daesh in Syria and Iraq. Since the US-led global coalition began attacking oil facilities under Daesh control in 2014, the terrorists have increased their involvement in antiquities trafficking to make up for the loss of the oil revenue. There is now increasing evidence that Daesh is shifting toward the institutionalization and direct control of the antiquities trade because of the large profits at stake in the zone of 100 to 150 million dollars per year. From controlling and taxing pre-existing antiquities trafficking activity inside its territory, which used to be the primary method that Daesh used to exploit cultural heritage, evidence now suggests that Daesh directly steals artifacts from museums and oversees the plunder of artifacts from the ground prior to selling them to professional traffickers. At the same time, we should have in mind that many antiquities have already made it into the black market, and therefore this challenge will persist beyond the lifespan of Daesh. The second aim of the perpetrators is to uproot the cultural and ethnological connection of the local populations from their land. That is, they pursue a cultural genocide. Such actions, however, are not directed only against the people of the country where they are perpetrated, but against our shared history and cultural identity of humanity as a whole. As stated in the preamble of the 1954 Hague Convention, damage to cultural property belonging to any people whatsoever means damage to the cultural heritage of mankind. This increased in scale frequency, destruction of cultural heritage, accentuated but not limited in armed conflicts, renders the need for our collective and unified response even more compelling. Cyprus attaches particular importance to the protection of cultural heritage, having in mind our own historical experiences, and we seek to contribute effectively to the responses of the international community. This entails, of course, a multidisciplinary approach, considering that this issue transcends into many domains. As part of its diplomatic initiatives, Cyprus pursued this issue at the Human Rights Council. In September 2016, in collaboration with a core group of partners, Cyprus presented to the 33rd session of the Human Rights Council in Geneva a comprehensive resolution on cultural rights and the protection of cultural heritage. This resolution, which was unanimously adopted, has in essence put the issue of cultural heritage firmly in the human rights agenda, which was thus far a missing link in the discourse. Cyprus has also sought to explore initiatives on reinforcing the international legal framework with a view to curbing the destruction, looting, and illicit trade of cultural artifacts. Indeed, such unprecedented and severe scale of destruction requires more effective, robust, and credible legal frameworks, both domestic and international.
Αμέσως μετά τον κύριο Κασουλίδη, ο Λόρδος Colin Renfrew ανέβηκε στο βήμα και εξήρε τις προσπάθειες της Κυπριακής Δημοκρατίας και παρέθεσε σωρία παραδειγμάτων παράνομης εμπορίας αρχαιοτήτων από μουσεία και ιδιώτες. Υπενθύμησε στο ακροατήριο την παράνομη εκμετάλλευση αρχαιοτήτων μετά από κρίσεις και από εμπόλεμες περιοχές, περιλαμβανομένης και της Κύπρου, τονίζοντας ότι η νέα σύμβαση πρέπει να διώκει ποινικά όσους πράττουν τέτοιες ανάργειες. Ας παρακολουθήσουμε ένα απόσπασμα από την ομιλία του Λόρδου.
Mr. Chairman, Minister Kasulides, Your Excellencies, my Lords, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great pleasure to be here on this, I think, important occasion, and so I'd like to express my appreciation for the invitation to speak here today. I think it's an excellent thing that during the Cypriot chairmanship of the Council of Europe, this important new convention on offences relating to cultural property is being brought forward so dynamically. So I think this is a very important advance. And I think it's important also that the convention, although the text of the convention has not yet been published, but I have been given some information about its contents, it's important that it does provide new criminal offences, which many of the preceding conventions, the 1970 UNESCO Convention, the 1995 UNIDROIT Convention, which are themselves powerful conventions and have indeed been referred to in order to bring about the restitution of cultural property, and I'll say a word or two more about that in a moment. There are examples. The Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York returned the Sarpedon vase, the Euphronius crater, a few years ago to Italy. It had acquired it in 1972, and the director of the Metropolitan Museum of Art at that time, Thomas Hoving, later on in his biography, which was entitled Making the Mummies Dance, referred to it as the hot pot. And it's clear, I'm afraid, although one has to be careful what one says on these occasions, that the curator of antiquities, Dietrich von Bottmer, knew that it was a hot pot when he recommended its acquisition. There was some story that had been in the collection of an art dealer in the Lebanon since before the Second World War, whereas in reality it was, I think, well understood that it had been excavated at the Etruscan site of Cerveteri. So this was a scandalous episode which the Metropolitan Museum repented in the end, under the directorship of Philippe de Montebello, repented very slowly, in my view, when it was clear that legal sanctions would be brought to bear, but the Metropolitan did give the museum the vase back to Italy, where it's been displayed, and I think has indeed gone back to Cerveteri. So that is positive, but there are all kinds of problems. Now, the destruction of cultural heritage is not new. The Greeks had a word for it, as for many things, iconoclasm. And iconoclasm, of course, was a feature of the Byzantine Church. Iconoclasm is often related to religious beliefs, which is very much true of the iconoclasm of the modern era, mainly brought about by people claiming to act under the influence of Islam. So iconoclasm is not a new feature, And in thinking about it and preparing some slides for a lecture a while ago, I reminded myself of the roof screen of St Albans Cathedral. I went to school in St Albans, so I know it well. And when I went to school, wonderful screen with all these spaces for statues, all of which had been destroyed at the time of the Reformation. They put replicas back now, or they put other statues back anyway, of modern creation. So we should remember that we have had our episodes of iconoclasm here in this country, as in many countries in Europe. So we should seek maybe to understand a little what drives such iconoclasm. It's very difficult for us today, I think, to understand the puritanical iconoclasm in Stuart times and indeed in Tudor times. But we should perhaps try to understand that. But if one thinks about it, we have many unfortunate episodes, few of which have been had an aftermath of bringing anybody to justice. You remember the destruction of the bridge at Mostar in 1993, which was an ideological destruction brought about by Croatians. Before that time, the Minister will remember very well the issue of the Cancaria mosaics, although that was an issue of looting, and they were indeed in the end returned to Cyprus, happily.
Ολόκληρες τις ομιλίες από την αίθουσα του Βρετανικού Κοινοβουλίου θα τις παρακολουθήσετε προσεχώς στην εκπομπή με το φακό του Hellenic TV την ερχόμενη Τετάρτη 29 Μαρτίου.